Hey, welcome back to the Director's Garage Live. And I'm going to go here. I am your host and resident idiot, Michael, and how big of an idiot? Well, I got the COVID, kids. Some people go to Africa and bring back a lifetime worth of memories, and, well, I brought a little something extra back. Hey, I probably don't need this, but it's good. It's a good prop for effect, I think. I have a few minor symptoms. It's nothing too major, but yeah, I'm like, as long as I'm stuck in quarantine and isolated in the house, in the back room, in the director's garage, what better excuse to pull out a beer and drink? Because, you know, it's always 5 o'clock somewhere. So cheers, everybody, and welcome to our Humpday happy hour hangout, which we're doing 2 days late due to circumstances beyond all of our control. Yeah, I don't get to drink much on this show for reals, and why not? I'm stuck back here by myself. So pull up a cold one. Let me know what you're drinking. I'm gonna have a box opening in a bit. I'm gonna open something on the air. I think I know what it is. I'm not sure though. It could be any one of a number of things. It's one of those things where I've ordered a bunch of stuff and I've just kind of forgotten. I've lost track of it all. I can get rid of these headphones, I think. Gets a little crazy hearing that little fold back slight slap echo effect. I don't need that. Yeah, Rona is a cold at this point. So, yes, I was wearing Hi-Fi Boog. I was wearing the Atrium. This is the Atrium. It is one of my very favorite headphones. I love this headphone. And right behind it, gathering dust for 2 weeks because of my work schedule, is the LCD4, which I fell in love with. I think it's one of the best headphones, period, ever. Fantastic. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of cleaning up a little bit here. So, if those of you who were not aware, I'm going to fill you all in on where we've been. We've had this Africa trip planned for a while, and what it is I was going to Africa to report on the drought. We were doing a big segment with a celebrity. It's going to be airing next week, next Thursday on Entertainment Tonight. So, ching, you know, I'm going to do my own self-plug here. If you want to see what we were shooting, it'll be in the last act, in the C act, a very chunky piece, a couple of minutes, 4 minutes long or so, of what we were shooting over there. So I can't really give too much away because it is like, you know, I do work for a living, and I got to get you all to watch that show more than anything because it pays the bills. This one does not. So I went over to Africa to shoot, and I shared some of the photos with you on the community page. If you guys are wondering what the hell I'm talking about, on the community page on my homepage, like if you go to the Director's Garage YouTube page, there's a community tab, and if you click on that, I sometimes post there. Usually I'll post like if I'm going to go live or what I'm thinking about, or, you know, what's coming up or whatever. Well, I posted a little travel blog thing, kind of pulled out my inner Jack Kerouac, or you know, whatever, and just kind of like wrote some stuff. But anyway, so I was kind of feeding some information back about what was going on over there, and it was really hard. So on the way back, we had to transfer to Nairobi Airport, which is not the best airport, folks. Like if there's a place you don't want to get stuck, it's the Nairobi Airport. And it was so, I just have a feeling that that's where I caught this little COVID thing. Because it was about, I went on the plane and I fell asleep on the plane, and I woke up and I had a runny nose. And I came back, I got back to LA, and I tested negative. On Tuesday, I ran right in and got a PCR test, because I'm like, if I got this thing, I got to know right now. So I made it just back to ET in time to enter the CBS lot, in time to get through the coronavirus line. You got to go there and test 3 times a week now. That's what I was 5 times a week. We're down to 3 now. But I went there and tested negative. And I'm like, oh, great. I'm like, it's just the sniffles, you know, no big deal. So I then went to, and I did a rapid test too, and that came back negative. So I'm like, fine. So I went to work on Wednesday and Thursday, and then Thursday night I tested positive. Now, the problem that this is causing is the Queen died yesterday. Spoiler alert, right? So stupid. But the Queen died yesterday. So what this means for me is I have to get to London next week because we're going to cover the funeral for the show. And that's going to be, just a mess for me. That's, I got to get... So with COVID, I've got to... like on day 5, I can test, and day 6, I can test. And if I have no symptoms, I still have symptoms now. So Sunday, if I have no symptoms, and Monday I have no symptoms, and I test negative both days in a rapid test, they'll let me go back to work, which is great, because that's what I want to do. But the other issue is that Monday night is the Emmys. And the Emmy Awards is like one of our big shows, and that's one of my gigs. I've done it every year for, I don't know, as long as we've had Emmys. And I've been there. Probably the last time I didn't do the Emmys was like 2005 or something, 2006 maybe, so it goes back a ways. I've always done our Emmys coverage on the red carpet, and what I do is we have a platform there, and we direct, I do celebrity interviews there, and then we go backstage after, and as people are coming off with their Emmys, because they win and it's all live, they'll come back to our room and do another interview there with their Emmy. So that's sort of what's going on, and so that's kind of thrown my participation in that event out. So that's why, we're drinking. What are you guys drinking? Jura wine from the Last Rhino. That's awesome, man. So I appreciate that everybody has come on board today, and it is a true happy hour. It's just not a true hump day happy hour, because it's Friday instead of... I hope I sound okay. I'm probably a little gruff. I don't know. Do I look like I have the virus? Blah. Boy, beer feels good on the throat, though, let me tell you. So I've got a box to open here. I don't know, should I do it now? Should I do it later? Do you want to just talk about stuff? On the trip to Africa, I brought the SP1000, because it's of its small form factor, and I really miss the AK240 now. I'm like, I want that AK240 back. And then I also brought the Sultan, Noble Audio Sultan, which is not in its case right now. I don't know what they do. They're over here somewhere with their blingy cable that nobody knows is as expensive as it is. So I brought those, and but I switched because I've been having problems with the 10 Mac turbos, which are my go-to tip. Cha-ching in the description below. And I switched to Deconi's on headphones, the bullets on headphones that are they're like the squishy foam, the memory foam. I switched to those on headphones that have a larger bore, and they seem to do better and give me less pain, and I can stay with them for hours. So I switched to Deconi bullets on those headphones, and I wore those all the way, all around, and really admired the amazing thing that is the Noble Audio Sultan. Cheers, John Moulton, wherever you are today. I think what we need is we got to get some shots going. Let's pour back the shots. Get the cough syrup going. How you guys doing? How you guys going? I miss doing this. When I go out of town and stuff, and that's the other thing is how am I going to do another episode? Big episode. I've got an episode planned. I've got one ready to go. I'm going to unbox something that was sent to me by Audio 46 a few weeks ago, and I was going to unbox it. I thought it was something else, and I opened it, and I'm like, oh, this isn't what I ordered. And I'm like, that was for the live show. So it was a show that, and by the way, I do have hankies ready, at the ready. So no animals will be harmed in the making of this episode. I do have a box, but I accidentally opened it, so I can't do a true blind unboxing with this box because I know what's in it. Because I opened it by accident. I thought it was something else I'd ordered from Audio 46, and it turned out to be something else. I do have a new closed-back headphone coming. That's kind of cool. New to me, anyway. It'll be used. I'm excited about that. It's a headphone that I talked about on this show before, and I said it was overpriced. And I meant it. It was way overpriced. By almost double what it should cost. what that headphone should cost. I don't want to. I'm going to leave that as a teaser, but I got it for half of. I got it for half price. I told everybody if this headphone ever drops to the price point that I said it was going to drop, I'll pick them up because they're really good, but they're just not worth what the manufacturer is asking new. So there you go. So that's a tease. And then I got this big box here, which I'm going to open. It's kind of, like I said, it's a semi-mystery box because I'm not entirely sure what's in it, and it's big. It's really big. I don't know how it's going to fit in the desk, but it could be floor mats for my car because I did order some floor mats. It's really funny. So I can tell you, Ace of Spades, it's not the Stellia because you know I don't like the Stellia. If you follow the show at all, you know I do not like the Stellia. I've had the Stellia. I bought the Stellia with my own money, and I sold them. I did not like the Stellia. Also, hey, what is everybody hearing about the new headphone from blah, blah, blah. What is everybody hearing about the new headphone from Focal? The rumor is hot and heavy that because they should be all hot and heavy. The rumor is hot and heavy that there is a Utopia 2 or a Utopia replacement coming. A headphone that takes the Utopia to the next level of focalness. So that's kind of cool. I've been hearing that, the rumors of that for a while. And that makes me want to really get rid of my Utopia because they're going to be way down in value after the next generation comes out. Something I got to think about for sure as I evaluate where we're going with my current headphone inventory, which is so overstocked at the moment. But yeah, so there is a new Focal coming, and it probably will. I'm guessing it's going to drop around CanJam LA, which is coming on the 17th. Which originally I had planned on going to. I'm going to look up. I'm sorry, I'm opening my calendar for those. Oh, and it's on the other screen. That's why I'm like, where'd it go? Yes. CanJam is the 16th, 17th, and 18th in Los Angeles, in Irvine, California, if you want to get technical. And I won't be there because I'm going to be in London because the Queen's funeral is on the 19th. And so I will be in London probably from the middle of next week once I clear COVID and get my... Once they give me my wings back, I'll go back to... I'll be on a plane to London. I'll be in London for CanJam. So I was like, I love CanJam and I love seeing everybody. It's my one time a year I actually get to press the flesh. But given my COVID state, you probably don't want to press the flesh with me. So sick. It's the drugs, kids. It's the drugs. Don't do drugs. You wind up like this. Ever heard of a Kenerton headphone? The Last Rhino says, yeah, oh boy, yes I have. And we've done a Kenerton on this show. We did the GL50 Jallerhorn. The GL50 Jallerhorn. Why? Why do they got to do that? Why do they got to do that and make it like 1,000 consonants in a row that nobody can pronounce? I don't know. But yeah, we did the Jallerhorn on the show, and I actually thought the sonics on the Jallerhorn are fantastic. The build on the Jallerhorn is not worth 25 cents. It's awful. It's noisy. It's cheap. It feels cheap. The materials are cheap. It was a disaster. I really liked the sound, and John Massaria, who we did in our last episode, we did a little feature on John Massaria. He has a JM edition of the Jallerhorn that even makes that headphone more impressive. So that's kind of cool. And I've got a box in the kitchen. I was going to get out today to John, which had the 2 headphones that we reviewed on that show, on the last episode, and then I'm like, I don't want to go to the post office and get everybody sick, so I'm staying home, and I'm going to send it out as soon as I get. So John, your package is on its way back to you, and I'll get that to him. But yeah, he has a let's finish the thought. So he has a JM edition of the Jallarhorn, the GL50, which is, and I think it's the GL50. I'm pulling numbers out and letters out of my butt right now. I think it's the GL50. Anyway, he has a JM edition of that, which I would love to hear someday, and he'll probably send a pair our way if I ask. I don't need them now, John. We've got enough material here for a little bit, but yeah, I would love to hear those someday. So down the road, send out a pair. He also offered to mod my LCD XC, which I begged for in that episode. I said, would you consider doing a mod for my LCD XC and tone down the treble? Because that's the one problem. And I know a lot of people say EQ, just do an EQ and pull down, that region, that 8K region of the frequency range, and I just don't ever do that because number one, I don't have a really good EQ set here. I don't have I don't have an RME sitting here to do it. And then if I put the RME in the chain, it's like, am I really degrading the signal? Because everything else here is so high end. It's also and then I'm going to put like $1,000 component in the middle of the mix just to do some EQing on it. So that's kind of like one place that I'm thinking. And then the other thing is that it's hard for me to give you stuff that you can replicate at home. And if I use software to EQ, what software EQ am I using? Every software EQ sounds different. So if I give you my settings, you're not going to hear what I'm hearing anyway, because you don't have my software. So it's kind of pointless to do EQ on a headphone review show like this one, I feel. Other people feel different, fine with me. Do what you want. But this is my show, and I think that it's doing a disservice to you guys for me to sit here and EQ stuff to make it sound better. I'd rather tell you what it sounds like and then let you make your decision, And I'll often say during my reviews, I'll say, well, this could benefit from maybe a little EQ if you're into that. It's a little peaky here. And that was the XC. And so he's told me he's going to tweak my XC, which sounds really dirty. Cheers. What are y'all drinking? Come on. I need some more beers. I've got one Jallarhorn. Yeah, Jallarhorn. I'm not from that region of the world, so I call it, I Chicagoize everything, which just means I bastardize it all. Jallarhorn. Well, it looks like a Jallarhorn to me. The Ragnar. I got to get all that stuff. I got to get it in because I'm not going to buy it. And my problem with Kennerton in general is that their stuff, it's not well built. And I'm like, if I'm paying $1,500 to $2,000 for a headphone, you owe me a good build, and you should, as consumers, you should demand a good build. You should demand something that's not plasticky, that doesn't rustle around on your head when you move them, that doesn't have an inordinate amount of a spring to it, clamp pressure, that doesn't feel. Look. $2,600 headphone, and I bagged on ZMF for a long time. I bagged on them for their build because, like, the first Verite Open that I got, I complained about them. I said, these feel like a collection of parts. It feels like he bought the little thing and the this and that. These are well thought out and molded. He changed the band. The band is more heavy duty. It feels professional, feels good on your head. The weight feels good. It feels appropriate, like you're getting something for your money. The finish on these is fantastic. Little touches like stamped ZMF in real leather, not faux leather. Real leather, and I know some people want the faux leather, but that's fine. Do what you want. But perforated, beautiful pads. They thickened up the yokes on these things so they feel more substantial. These don't flippy flop the way the original ZMF builds did. They have more chunk to them, and they're even adjustable. They've got some stuff here that if it feels like it's loosening too much, they've got little set screws that you can, tighten up and make your own. Fine. You've built a headphone that I find acceptable at $2,600. The Kennertons What am I doing here? Why did I even put them over there? Because I might need them. Anyway, the Kenertons don't even feel like, they feel like $100 build. And that's so disappointing. So I'm harping on Kenerton. Like, if you're going to charge $1,500, $2,000 for a headphone, you better bring your game, because you owe the customer a quality build, and something that's like doesn't feel chintzy, doesn't make noise when you put them on, doesn't squeak, doesn't rattle, doesn't, you got to do that stuff. So yeah, that's my problem. That's my problem with Kenerton. Otherwise, the sound was pretty good. I really liked the horn technology. I thought it worked. Okay, thoughts on the new Rail headphone. I haven't tried them. I did one audition with, pardon me, I'm going to cough a little bit here. I did one Rail audition at a Can Jam. And my feeling is this, they're neat at what they do. I think it's a neat effect. That spatial thing is really cool. But it's not for me. Because I think it's a trick that it's like a party trick, and I'm going to get really tired of it in a hurry. I think it'll be great for the first week or two that you own them, and then I would find myself using them less and less, because they're not, there's other headphones out there. When you hear what else is out there and the frequency response and all the stuff you get out of, I'm like, I'd rather be listening to the LCD 4 or the Atrium, or the Abyss, any of these other headphones. I'm like, they just do more for me. Burping. Okay, let's go down some chat here. Ragnar comes in both bass and neutral version. I've got to give me the bass, baby. Sorry. Difference is that one metal ring bass port, whereas the other one doesn't have it. Make sure which one it is before passing judgment. Again, not a comment on Kenerton. I actually like Kenerton's sound. The sound is not the issue; it's the build, and it is as important to me as what it sounds like. The build quality, the presentation, all of that stuff. I got to feel like if I'm dumping $2,000 into a product, I got to be getting a $2,000 experience. It better be. You got to impress me. You got to impress me at that, and I think you should demand to be impressed too. I think we all should. I think we're owed that by these manufacturers. If you're going to jack up these prices so high, and they are getting more and more expensive, we know that, and there's inflation and parts costs, and I get it. I'm not complaining about the price, but I'm saying if you're going to go there with the pricing, you got to deliver. You got to impress us. You got to make it, you got to make it worth our while to invest this kind of money in your product. Focal got it. You saw what happened when they did the Stellia. They changed their packaging. Remember that? And they went from a packaging that was kind of like just like a box with the headphone in it, and they made a presentation. They put stitched leather box, stitched leather like gatefold. Welcome to the Stellia, experience. And then they translated that to the Utopia. There's a Rev in 20 or 21 where they did that same thing. They leatherized all the packaging for the Utopia because they realized we got to give people an experience. Like, they've got to feel like they're getting something beyond just the headphone. We got to give them an experience. And that's true. I really feel that way. I like to feel special when you open up, you got to get a great Pelican case, for your headphone, for your LCD. It came in a big, hunky, chunky plastic case that gorillas could have a fight with. Yeah, I want that. I think anybody would, and I think we're owed that. So anyway, EQ only works when you back to the chat. This is Zare, Jay's Ray. EQ only works if you have a reliable way to replicate it on anything you listen from. Yes, and that's true. No worries. The Kenerton says the last Rhino. Ragnar is built like a tank, and hope someone will send in one for review. Yeah, that would be great. I'm sure Audio 46 could set me up. I've asked him for a few things. But yeah, and to be fair with them, it's like I haven't been getting episodes out in a way that's probably pleases them right now. But I can't, what am I going to do? I'm going all over the world shooting, and I'm not having enough time home to actually shoot and make videos. But that's what it is, and that job pays for my ability to do this show. So we got to put the focus on where it counts, the making the money. Okay, but then that job also gave me COVID, so it pays back. Cheers, everybody! I got COVID. Welcome. I'll reset the scene. We're at 3:55, half hour into our Humpday, non-Hump Day happy hour hangout here at the Director's Garage. I'm drinking some Guinness today because I got COVID. Let's get drunk. How fun is that? All right. Let's open a box. Let's look at what's in this giant, massive. It's heavy. It's big. I don't even know if it's going to fit on the desk, but we'll figure it out. Okay. There it is. And I do have an overhead cam today because I am Mr. Production. Oh, and the overhead cam can't even get wide enough to show you. Oh yeah. That's right. Hang on. I'm dominated by a box. I got to find the switcher. It's kind of fun. Yeah, there we go. Hey, look at that. It's a box. And this is not headphone related. I can tell you that. It's not headphone related. It's just fun. Okay, so let's get rid of that strap. And I'm praying there are no addresses all over this because that would be really dumb. All right, so let's go overhead. Oop, there we go. I always want to do a, how I do quotes on the regular show when anytime I pull out a knife. I like doing that. It's fun. It's kind of cool. It's one of my things, like as I was doing that, I'm like, what if I just said something really dangerous every time I, like quoted a really dangerous song lyric, something that had a knife in it or a death or a shootout or whatever it was. That's where it came from. I was just being silly. All right, let's see what it is. Wah! Oh yeah, this is exactly what I think it is. Okay, so this is a box. It's a blank box. And to do this, I'm gonna. All right, there's two of them in here. All right, hang on. How are we gonna do this? All right, I'm gonna pull this down. Just gonna upset the microphone. Sorry, I'm gonna hit the mic. And I'll pull out the black box that was inside. Box one. Box two. So at this point, you're thinking speaker. I know you are, but you'd be wrong. Because you could get two boxes, it would make sense, left and a right speaker. You'd be wrong. Au contraire. I'm going to pull off the sleeve. Pull off that sleeve. Got two more. Can I do this? Wouldn't that be cool if I could do this? I could do a double banger. Let's see if this works. Let's go to the overhead. Oops. Microphone. And I apologize for... Can I zoom in? My desk is such a mess. Ah! There we go. Can I do that? Microphone's going to get really loud, but whatever. Okay. Okay. So there's a fancy latch here, which I'm going to undo. And then we're going to do it all at once. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, I can't do it. Folks, that's how you win an Emmy. That's what happens when you win Emmys. And I won 2 this year. And that's what they send them. That's how they send them to you. So I picked up 2 for the show I do. And then I picked up a second one for, let's go over here. I picked up a second one for a promo campaign that I did, and it won its category. So this is the big boy I made. This is not the local little, this is the massive statue one. Paul. Ah! That's a great shot, actually, isn't it? Yeah, so that's it. That's what happens when you win an Emmy. Big old box. And I'll put them down. And that's top down. There you go. So I thought that would be kind of cool to look at. I mean, it's not something to see every day. It's something we can do on the show. Kind of show that. This is number 7 and 8. So it's just really cool. It's always an honor, and it's always a neat thing. And I gave some of the statues when my parents have one, you know, kind of give it around. But that's it. That's what they are. And they sit in the bag and come with a little dust cloth and put it on a shelf, and I don't know, that's all it does. So there you go. All right, let's go back to the chat. That was my little opening thing. I just wanted to do something to fill some time and thought it was kind of cool. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. We're still drinking. We're drinking despite it all. COVID edition of the happy hour. Yes, folks, I have COVID. So I'm kind of stuck here. That's that. Let's go back to the chat. Okay, so am I coming down to Cam Jam SoCal? Well, as I just explained that, I can't. I'm going to be in London. Pardon me. Let's get the microphone kind of settled. I'm going to be in London for the Queen's funeral. So I need to, I'm going to be there. I got to cover that. So I'm going to be there for that. I'll be at Westminster and I'll be at Buckingham Palace that day, and I can't, and that's Monday. So, Monday after Can Jam, and I'm going to be there starting like middle of next week, provided I clear the COVID protocol, whatever bullshit, with CBS, and it's amazing what happens when you get this now. I mean, the world moves around you very fast, and I think some of it is insurance related. They don't want to get sued, so they're very careful. It's very funny. I got some very interesting phone calls right after my test came back positive. I wasn't expecting them, so that's kind of cool. Kind of cool, kind of scary. Kind of cool, kind of scary. You make the decision yourself. Am I going? So no, I can't go to Can Jam SoCal, which is a bummer. It's an event I look forward to. I was there last year. That's where I heard the LCD5 for the first time and put me on the path to buying one of those. Fantastic. Love that. Love that. Chat seems to have died down. I'm wondering, are we still on the air? Is this on? On air. It says on air. Somebody type something in the chat, because I'm a little concerned that we're not feeding out. No, I'm not coming down for Can Jam SoCal. Abhi says he loves his U12T. Is there an equivalent headphone with that tuning? The U12T. No. That would be 100% equivalent to the U12T. If you want a U12T, buy the U12T. That's a I like the 64 audio headphones. I do. I think spatially they're very interesting, what they do with the space thing. I think as I got deeper into this and some new technologies emerged, like the Odin was able to put electrostatic, so is the Sultan. The Mest was able to put all kinds of different bone driver, into their IEMs. I think the 64 audio stuff gets left a little bit, because they're still dealing with the best they've got. I think is the Forte, which has a dynamic driver, bass driver, and everything else is balanced armature. and you've got these guys who are coming out with bone drivers and electrostatic tweeters and like stuff that really does, steps up the level of performance, provided you can stitch the sound together well and you know what you're doing in that regard. Companies like Noble and Campfire and so these are good companies that know how to tune a headphone. I think that 64 Audio is like, they need to, it's still like what, $3,400 for the Forte? No way. No way. And that, by the way, the used market on the Forte, you can get a Forte for like $1,400 now. So it's like, don't even think about buying a new Forte. You'd be really silly to buy that. It's an old headphone by now, and it's old technology, and it's the performance on it just isn't as good as what you get out of something like the Mess 2, or even the the one I use all the time, the Nanna, Kinera Nanna 2.0. One of the best headphones, IEMs I've ever heard. And it's only $900. Spectacular IEM. Spectacular IEM. So yeah, it's like, it's definitely, that's my problem with the 64 Audio stuff. I think it's good. I think it's good, and it's U12T. They're very neutral and whatever. But when you start hearing the sonics that you're getting out of something like the Nanna at $900, half the price of the U12T, I'm like, I'd take the Nanna any day of the week. It's not. It's kind of more schlockily built because it's good. It's like resin, as opposed to the steel and the brushed aluminum and it's stuff. But the sound is better. But it's also half price. So it's like, you're not getting the build of, but you're also not paying as much, and you're getting better sound at $900. So it's like, I don't know. But I like the U12Ts. I mean, I like them. I just think that there's better for less. Does that make sense? Okay, everybody's chilling. That's why the chat kind of shuts. Just kind of, everybody's like, hey, I'm gonna get out my, I'm gonna go light up. I'm not gonna light up on. I don't even light up. I don't do that. But I'm drinking Guinness, so that's what we're doing. 4:07. Everybody in LA anyway, wherever it is, it's probably happy hour around or morning or something. Doris is away, says a weird feeling in the UK. Doris is away, by the way. One of our headphones that in the giveaway, which is kind of cool. Doris away says weird feeling in the UK at the moment. The pageantry of the funeral will be quite an experience. Yeah. I don't like the negativity that came out online. Like, I don't know if you guys were watching Twitter at all. It's like there was some negative stuff that came, like people like the imperialism and all. I don't want to get into politics on this show, but I was like, so some respect, It's like, Jesus. Of course, that'll get me like banned in 7 countries by the YouTube gods. But yeah, I was a little like, let's calm down. Let's calm down, folks. Take it down a level. And that was one of the things. I'll tell you some of the stories from Africa, because it's like that was. They had just done an election in Kenya when I was there, and the election was contested. The incumbent lost the count by 280,000 votes. Imagine that. How close that is. And so they kicked it all the way to the Supreme Court. And the Monday I was set to leave Kenya, the ruling was going to be announced by the court. So they said, we're going to keep you right near the airport, because if the ruling from the court goes the wrong way, this whole country could, could go into some crazy. So yeah. But fortunately, the Supreme Court. I see. I'll get you in a second. But fortunately, the court ruled in the way that the public wanted, apparently, which was to just affirm the election and get on with things. And then, when the ruling came out, the opposing candidate came on the air and said, Courts ruled. We have a system here. That's the rule of law. That's the way it is. It was over. The U12T equivalent of a cap. So I didn't have a problem getting out of the country. That was the point on that one. But they also sent me home with COVID. A U12T equivalent. There's so many COVID jokes, guys. I could keep going. A U12T equivalent of a full-size over-ear headphone. LCD3? LCD2, maybe? LCD3? One of those LCDs. I don't think of the 4 because it's such a base Canon, which the U12T is not. But I was going to say LCD5, but it's so much more expensive. But it's it's like it's more mid-range focus. It's definitely a mid-focused headphone. Mid-focused to neutral. There's not like a crazy bass happening on the U12T. It's like it's balanced. It's not to say it's bad. It's just it's balanced. Whoops, box is falling over. So yeah, I would say that. I would say it was something very neutral. That's mid-focused. That's kind of where that's the lane for it. Any of the monitors, maybe the new Audeze, the MM. Somebody just put it in there. Donnie Darko put it in there and then pulled it away. The 500, the MM 500, that'd be about right. $1,500 ish. Neutral headphone, can mix on them. Sounds good to me. That seems like a place you could go. Yeah, the 12T is it's an interesting animal. It's neutral with a mid focus and limited bass extension. It doesn't go deep. And that's what I appreciated about the Forte. Is the Forte had the dynamic driver woofer in it, which did give you that impact and slam down low. It just had the wonky sound stage, which you got to kind of deal with. But it's also, it's like it's not as fast, especially in the transients and the. Boy, when did I become a nerd? Little transients and all the cymbals and stuff like that. It's like they're not as fast on the Forte as they are on other headphones, because you've got electrostats now and things. Even the Knowles balanced armatures are faster today than they were before. MM500 coming to this head channel. I haven't bought them, so somebody's got to send them to me. And if somebody sends them to me, yeah, I'll do it. So Audio 46, maybe they'll send them to me. Oh. I haven't bought them though. I'm not anxious to do a mid-tier neutral headphone, which they are. I can. It's like it's not something that I'm like pursuing for the channel. I tend to go, aim. I either go for really great sounding cheap stuff, or I go for the the price no object crazy outer limit, or I look for that bargain $2,000 headphone that sounds like a $4,000 headphone, or I find a used $2,000 headphone that sounds like a $4,000 headphone. You know what I mean? That excites me. That's where the excitement is in this hobby. To me, it's like finding where how can I get something that's as good, and some if you take away the bias of I'm listening to a Susvara, and you listen to the SE, the SP, the 1000 SE from Hifiman. How do you do in a blind taste test on that headphone? They're both really good headphones. You know what I'm saying? So for $3,000, can I get what the $6,000 headphone is giving me? And I would say, yeah, you're better off buying that 1000 SE as opposed to the $6,000 Susvara, because you're not getting $3,000. You're not even getting. And there's diminishing returns, I know, but you're not getting $3,000 worth of better sound than the HE1000 SP SE. You're not getting $3,000 better sound. That's ridiculous. Of course you're not. So yeah, and you can pick that headphone up, by the way, for about $2,000 now, used. If you're diligent, you can find a really good. And I try to buy used whenever I can. I'm very shameless about that. But, you got to save some money. You can't just dump all of your money into... You can dump all your money into headphones, but you're not going to have much of a life outside. Which maybe I don't. Cheers, everybody. It's Friday. It's the happy hour hangout at the director's garage. I'm drinking beer because I got COVID. 4:15. My goodness. How y'all doing? How's your week? Is your week anything like my week? I got to get to the UK somehow, folks. That's really the problem. I got to figure out how I'm going to get to the UK, and I can't get to the UK until I have a clean COVID test. And I can't have a clean COVID test until I recover from COVID. This is my life. Okay. Have I experimented with custom ear tips? Advanced Sound make one, for example. Ear tips? Yes. I recommend the 10 Mac Turbo. It's a generic that seems to fit most of the narrow bore headphones. If you're going with a wider bore headphone, in other words, the whole... I mean, I got 10,000 earphones over here. All right, here's an example of a pretty big hole headphone. Got that? Let's go overhead. Oops. Oh. Right here. See how big that bore is? This is a Noble Audio. I don't know, Falcon Pro, whatever. This is a really wide bore. The 10 Max tend to make your ears hurt when you do that. When I do them on those. In that case, I go to the Duconi bullets, which are memory foam. Just had one up here. Problem is, I really wanted to clean the desk a little bit before I went live because I knew I was going to do this overhead shit. All right, let's go tighter. Okay. See this? Got it. Come on, focus. There you go. This is the Duconi bullet, and it's memory foam. They hold whatever you squish them to, and then they re-expand. This is a really good way to you deal with a wide bore headphone, because the foam will give to your ear, and you're not stuck with something that's really uncomfortable. So that's like that. That's one of the things. Cheers, everybody. Not thinking that clear. I have COVID. Come on, I can use this show. Can be as dumb as I want it to be today because I have COVID. I'll just blame COVID for everything. Yes. So that's my ear tips. I've tried different stuff. I've got a case. I don't know. I've shown it on the show before. It's over across the room, and there are boxes now blocking because I tore open 2 big boxes. But I've got a case of nothing but ear tips, and I've got like spin fits and final audio. I've got all kinds of like from all over the place. I've even got some really like obscure stuff because somebody said try it. So I bought them when I was just doing the show and doing a lot of IEMs. I built a case of like all these different ear tips to try them. And it's the Duconi bullets on wide bores, and then the 10 Mac turbos if it's a small bore. The silicone feels better to me than stuffing these foam things in my ears. But if you've got a big bore, the foam things will make you feel they won't hurt you over time. Because the thing is with the if you can find them. What am I doing them? Right there. Ah! Oh, I'm going to hell for this. This is the what you call it, Noble Audio Sultan. But look at the bore on the. I mean, they're just really, really big. I got to show it. Don't drink in YouTube, folks. It's just really big. So, but this is a wide bore thing, and it fits really well over this, and you just squish it in there. But it just makes it fit so well. on your ears. Whereas these things with the 10 Max, 45 minutes, I'm done. I'm like, I gotta find some relief. But they're beautiful. Yes. How gorgeous is this guy? Like, I mean, I talk about John Molden a lot on the show, but seriously, guys, it's like, and what it is, it's like a pine cone that he dyed purple. Pine cone, purple pine cone, dyed purple, made it into an ear cover. Like, oh man, dude, another world, another level. Got to admire people like that. All right, let's get some non-alcoholic beverage. How's everybody doing? What are you doing this weekend? What's happening? Are you guys excited for Can Jam? Anybody coming to Can Jam LA? And what are you excited to see? I'm excited to see if Focal has a new flagship that renders my Utopia worthless. That's what I want to know. How screwed am I? And it's set to rain in LA too, which is kind of interesting. We're going to get rain this weekend. Never happens. All right. Well, guys, I'm like, the chat is just so quiet. I've never seen a chat this quiet before. I mean, I hope you guys are just getting hammered. That's like the ideal. Getting sloshed, hanging out. Because I had one beer with me, and I'm like, whoo, I don't drink much at all. But if I've got COVID, I'm going to be having a good time. I promise you that. Yes, Focal and a re-listen to the LCD5. Is that right? Yes. That'd be cool. Like, I would love to do that somehow. If I get the Patreon thing worked out, and I've started, I told you I was thinking about Patreon. Of course, I've been thinking about shit since I've got COVID. But I'm like, I was thinking about the Patreon and like how I could do it, and I want to do like a live Zoom. That would be like one of the goals. But also we could do a meet. Make the tier, make a Patreon tier that's like, a higher tier, and we could do a meetup. That'd be kind of cool, right? Right? And like we'd bring some of our gear, check it all out. So that could be, maybe that's something we do with Patreon. I don't know. It's something I was thinking about, but I was like, that'd be really awesome to like share, have like a little, do our own, not like a Can Jam, but like kind of Can Jammy without the vendors. It'd just be us. That would be kind of fun until somebody comes and mugs us and steals all our headphones. So maybe not. Abhi is going to his first Can Jam. Congratulations. Cheers, Abhi. Cheers to you, brother. Enjoy. I've been to quite a few. I've been to many of them in SoCal. It was originally called The Headphone, or no, The Audio Show. No, The Headphone Experience? Oh, THE, The High End Audio Show. THE. And it was The Audio Show. And then when Can Jam came, it sort of like started branching off of that. It was all done at the same hotel down in Irvine. And then it moved down to downtown LA, which I really liked, but that was before COVID. Much easier to get to downtown LA for me than get to Irvine. That's the whole thing. Pixel Pipes just bought his first ZMFs, a pair of Auteurs. That's awesome. Did you buy them new or did you buy them used? That's my question. You can find some good ones used on Headphone right now. Can't wait to get them. I can't wait to hear them. And you got to come on, Pixel Pipes. You got to come back here and give us a review. Like, tell us what you thought, because I want to know. I haven't heard the Auteurs, so let us know. That's awesome. I love getting new stuff. I've got like I said, I've got a close back coming soon. I'm excited to show that off on the show. And I've talked about that one before, so it's like it's not the biggest surprise ever that I'm getting them, but kind of cool. I just got them for the price I wanted, so I was like, yeah, it's worth it for this price. It's not worth it for sticker price. So I've got that coming. That's coming in a future show. Should be here like 2 episodes down the line or something. I also got to do the big mega shootout too. That's something that I just got to get it done so I can sell some headphones. I got to get some headphones out of here. I got a little too much invested in headphones right now. Got my inventory has just exploded this year. It's really crazy. You got them used. They're zebra wood. Oh, that's awesome, man. You got a good deal then, I'll bet. That's killer. That's an awesome thing. Yeah, again, used auteurs, you're not going to break the bank on the things, but even better that, you find some, because people sell stuff. Look, if I sold the Atrium tomorrow, these things are in mint condition. I mean, I take care of these things. You're going to get a brand new headphone, basically. I mean, I listen to other headphones besides the Atrium, so how much listening have I actually done on them when it comes down to it? It's like there are a lot of people like me. It's like, you buy a headphone, you listen to them, you use them, but they're not like in me. This is in heavy rotation right now, but it's not like a headphone that I'm telling you, I'm sitting here listening to headphones all day. I have a job. So yeah, that's something. But getting a used headphone, it's like a lot of times it's barely even used. Like it is basically new. So that's my point. Like, why pay that markup? What's the point? So there you go. I'll be missed being in Hong Kong auditioning earphones though. It's like can jam there every day. Yeah, the Hong Kong environment is really cool. And they have some great malls there where you just walk in and it's a superstore. By the way, everything in Hong Kong, if you thought inflation is bad here, it's like everything is so expensive in Hong Kong. It's crazy. Like you're gonna go broke. You gotta own some shit to live in Hong Kong. Or own like a business, like a company. Crazy expensive. But that's why it can be can jam there every day, because everybody can afford it. Zebrawood Auteur. Let's look that up. That can be kind of fun. Let's go look it up. I'll show it to you guys. ZMF Auteur Zebrawood. Let's go to images. I'm going to make this full screen. Check this out. Because we can. And I'm here for you, people. Fine people. Hope I'm not breaking any copyright rules, but, let's see. Alright. This is Zebrawood, right? How great is that? What a great... Ah! These are cool. Zebrawood. Look at that. How great. It's awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So, yeah, that's really cool. And I'm psyched for you. I think that's cool. I think you're going to have a good time with those. And the Auteur is... there are many people who say that's like the best ZMF headphone possible. Hi, baby. I'm doing a COVID edition. Wow. If I'm stuck here with COVID, I might as well have a beer and talk to my friends on the YouTubes.
And the rest of us wear masks in our home.
She's wearing a mask.
It's amazing, you guys. This is so fun.
Yeah. She's thrilled.
Whee!
This is Director, everybody. Yeah, so... Oh, one thing to note when buying used, clean those pads. I often replace the pads. I've got a lot of pads here, and I'll often just replace them. Like especially my Focals, when my Focal Utopias came, they were in bad shape. I replaced the pads right away. I didn't even bother with the old pads. Let's buy a new pair. Is it coming in?
Yeah, it's starting to rain.
Excellent. I wonder if Holly's outside.
Well, open your door and I'm sure it'll be
Well, I don't know. He might be behind the couch. I can't tell. He's there. Howley's the cat. You know Howley. I've introduced Howley many times on the show. But it's starting to rain, so, you know, we care about not having him out in the rain. He gets miserable. So, yeah, change the pads. That's a great tip. And I do that all the time. And I did that on these. The LCD4s. I changed the pads. No big deal. Just bought a stabilized Auteur Classic. JTB did. Welcome, JTB. Cheers to you, brother. I'm about out of beer. Michael's sleeping on the couch this week. Yes, I am out of the bedroom business. It's really something when your wife looks at you like you're toxic, because you are. Yeah, sleeping in the couch or the coach. It's out in the car. So fantastic. Yeah, stabilized Auteur Classic. Hot Cup Summer 2 Sunday. Yeah, that was good. That was, I was actually traveling that day, but yeah. That's great. JTB chiming in. Got himself a deal from ZMF Direct. Stabilized. What colors, JTB? What'd you get? What color is it? I've already been warned about pairing them with tubes as a rabbit hole. I don't own a tube amp yet. That's Pixel Pipes. I don't know. I mean, I've been lean. It's funny. I was such a tube junkie, and now I lean solid state on more, like, for more consistency. I've been doing more solid state stuff, particularly because this Ferrum Stack is so good. It's such a good, clean power source that's adjustable and tunable a little bit. Kind of play with stuff, make it work, make it sound better. It's really a very high-end amp pairing. The only yes, okay. So we talked about the pads, we talked about the tubes. So yeah, I do have my tube amp, but I don't fire it up all that often. Only for certain things. But like, it's just because it's a power hog. It gets warm in here, and the Ferrum Stack sounds so damn good. But I still have it, still use it. Got to be in the right mode for things, I guess. Yes, I'm sleeping on the couch for sure. So that's that. One thing that keeps him away from headphones is because he wears spectacles. The dynamics are lost somewhat. There are better and worse headphones for people who have eyeglasses and gotta wear them. Some are really bad and some are not so bad. It just depends on and a lot of it's clamp pressure, because it's going to annoy you if you've got a piece of plastic over your ear and then you've got a headphone clamping and pushing down on it. Yeah, I can see where that would be a little annoying. But IEMs make sense for that too. It's like on the air. It's like a get the hair pushed down thing. The headphones. Just wear IEMs and looks so good. Cheers, everybody. I'm winding down because I am a little tired. Call it COVID head. How y'all doing? Yeah, I'm a little slow today, in case you haven't figured out. And based on the headline, if you guys are coming in late, I was in Africa and I came back and I brought a little something from Africa with me. Little virus, which within 2 days had manifested itself into a full-blown, apparently, COVID. And I'm on the sidelines in a week when I really can't be on the sidelines. It's very unfortunate, and it really does drive me crazy. But that's the way it is. That's what happens. Crazy. It's blue and yellow. This is JTB saying this is about his... Oh, the Auteur Classic, yeah, that he got. Okay, blue and yellow. Some say the Auteur Classic revisions to the driver, which I think Zach angled a bit, and also put the Atrium damping system in, makes it sound similar to the Atrium. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, Atrium at half the price or quarter the price? Yeah. Yes, please. Sign me up. Atrium sounds good. It is the treble is very dry on the Atrium, which takes some getting used to. Like it's not something that I took to immediately. I was a little worried about it, but yeah, I was really. But the more I listened to it, the more I came to appreciate it. And one of the things it allows you to do is play music loud. So if you like playing loud music, the Atrium is great because it's not tuned to attack that bright area of the frequency range and allows you to crank them up. It's a secret trick. Abhi, we did that. We did the specs thing. Zoray, he just got an iFi XDSD Graphon in the mail just before we came on, so he can't wait to try different headphones on them. Yeah, the iFi stuff is really interesting. Like they're doing good stuff over there. They're making some good products. I know, Howley, you can't get to the door. He's really not happy about this. All right, I can open it up, but you got to figure out how to get there. If you can figure out how to get there, you're welcome, but you're going to come right back in because it's raining, dude. You figured out how to get there. Jumped over something. Dude's a master. A miracle worker and a gymnast. Howley. Graphon and the so yeah, the iFi stuff I liked. I thought that the Diablo of their line, which is their portable line, I thought that was overkill. Unless you had a very, very specific need, I advise people to look at the iFi iDSD signature because it was more tunable. There's actually more adjustment on there for different headphones. If you're doing an over-ear or you're trying to drive a closed back or an open back stuff, you know, there were a lot of extra switches and buttons and stuff that you could use to adjust impedance and power drive and stuff like that. And the Diablo didn't have it. The Diablo looked better because it was a cleaner, you know, new red hotness, you know, whatever. But the signature was actually a better overall product, I thought. But I also had problems with the signature that I had here because it was noisy. The pot was noisy, and that worries me that a demo unit could have noisy pots. Maybe that's something that's kind of built into the unit. I don't know. I'm supposed to bring T-shirts when I trip out of town. Yeah, I bring COVID and a lot of photos. I took a lot of photos, which I'll share with you guys if you're ever interested. I don't care. I'll do show and tell. I went on a safari one day. We did have one day where we kind of went off and looked at animals. Got to hand feed a giraffe who has a very slimy and remarkably cool tongue. Sit there, you hold out this little pellet, and it wraps its tongue around the pellet and pulls it in. It's really amazing. Hand feeding giraffes. Next Director's Garage. Got some photos from that too. Have I tried the Bluetooth apps? No. I can't, and I'm not nothing against Bluetooth. It's just Low2. I just can't try everything. I mean, there's limited products that I can get in here. So you know, someday we're going to be huge, and I think the hubbub over reviewers getting handout, you know, review units from manufacturers has died down now. So I'm not so worried about it. I'm not so worried about doing that. I think I'd be open to dealing directly with a manufacturer at this point. We've been through COVID. We've been through so much since that was a thing. I'm less concerned about it now that somebody would think that I'm like being biased because some manufacturer sent me something. I try to avoid it anyway. It's probably better policy for me to just buy or get Audio 46 to send me something. But I get it. You know, it's optics. Yeah, nature, JTB. Next time we're going to do Director's Garage Wild America, or Wild Kingdom. Wild America would be really dumb because I was in Kenya. So I'll do Wild Kingdom from Director's Garage version of it. show like lions, and I do have a lion photo. It's pretty cool. Howie is sitting at the screen door. The screen door is open. He has every opportunity to go outside if he wants to go outside. But he's looking outside going, it's going to be a bitch out there in about 30 minutes. Do I dare go out, or do I just sit here and watch the drama unfold? He's opted to watch the drama unfold for now. Poor guy. It's been so hot, but we've been keeping him inside against his own will. All right, folks, I'm going to start wrapping this up because I am just hoarse and a mess right now. But I hope I've entertained you for an hour or so, hour plus, on the Director's Garage live show. I'll be getting back to regular episodes at some point. Are there any other reviewers whom you seem to match on tastes? I tend to match. Is there anybody? I don't know. I honestly don't. I'm not sure. I would say the guy that I respect probably most is Kerwong, because he makes some real. I think he makes intelligent choices and intelligent arguments about stuff, and he approaches. He's a little more scientific than I am. I'm a little more like, what do I like about this and what do I not like about this, and kind of I'm more of an opinion guy, and then show you some style along the way. Whereas he's very, he's just guy. He really does know his X's and O's, and that's really cool. And I appreciate that. And I tend to more align. Although he liked the stealth from Dan Clark Audio, and I didn't like the stealth. So I guess everybody has their own little areas. There's stuff that I appreciate about the stealth, but I didn't like it overall as a headphone. I thought it was weak. All right, I'm gonna start the outro music because I got if I can find the outro thing. There it is. And I'm gonna, so the deal is this. I'm gonna be in the UK. And I've thought about maybe doing a live stream from the UK, but I gotta, first of all, I gotta get better. I gotta get rid of the COVID. And then I gotta get to the UK. So maybe I do a live stream from, that would be kind of fun though. So anyway, I'm still thinking about that. We're thinking about about a live stream from London, and whatever it is I bring to London to listen to, it'll probably be IEMs, but that's a possibility. And then the next episode I haven't even shot yet, and I don't think I'm going to shoot it when I sound like this, because it's like, please, dude, I mean, nobody needs to be stuffed up. So I'm going to retire my beer, and I'm going to go straight to I'm going to do what JTB says. I'm going to retire the Guinness, and I'm going to go to OJ for the rest of the night. But I hope you enjoyed today's show. I got to show off. I showed you off, this is what it looks like when you get an Emmy. We got 2 of them. This is 7, this is 8. It's kind of fun. And I'm pretty excited about that. It's kind of neat. They'll go on the shelf with their brothers and sisters. And so I really appreciate you guys stopping by today. I hope that it was worth it, seeing me a little spacey and beer imbibed and whatever. But I'm gonna see you guys. I'll try to do something live next week, and if not, you're gonna see me before you know it. I promise. All right. Cheers, everybody. Let's get some music going up.